Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about 6 reasons why some foreigners who move here to the Philippines end up leaving. You hear a lot about the good: tropical paradise, beautiful beaches, friendly people, the low cost of living, and yes, Filipinos. But you don't always hear about the reasons why some foreign men pack up, head back home, or go someplace else. I'll also talk about 4 things that I learned after moving here over a year ago. Were any of these reasons for me to leave? The answer to that question is no, because obviously I'm still here. That's what we're diving into today. So after watching countless videos where retired American men talk about how much they love living here, you'll notice a trend. Many rave about everything: the food, the lower costs, the laid-back lifestyle, and the romance opportunities. And look, I agree. I'm one of those men who thinks that overall the Philippines has more advantages than disadvantages, especially for Western retirees. But let's be realistic, not everyone stays. There are foreign men who arrive here in the Philippines, give it a try, and decide that it's not for them. So without further ado, here are the 6 reasons why some foreign men don't actually stay in the Philippines. These aren't in any particular order. There's no countdown or ranking. Just 6 honest, straightforward reasons. Reason number 1, the noise. If you've ever visited or lived in the Philippines, you already know about this one. Again, the noise. Roosters crowing at 5 a.m. Tricycles buzzing down the narrow streets like bees stuck in a soda can. Karaoke machines blasting until midnight or later. And then there's the neighborhood parties. In the US, if your neighbors throw a party that gets too loud, you call the police. The cops show up, the volume drops, and the worst case, someone gets a warning or even arrested if they don't cooperate. But in the Philippines, it's a totally different story. Usually the police don't get called. And even if they do, sometimes they just don't show up. Or they show up and nothing really changes. Why? Well, it's almost like that there's this unwritten rule among neighbors: I'll tolerate your loud party because one day you'll have to tolerate mine. Nobody says it out loud, but it's understood, and what is understood need not be discussed. Some foreigners can adjust to it, others can't. They come from quiet suburban neighborhoods or rural towns and simply aren't prepared for the day-to-day soundtrack of Filipino community life. Reason number 2, brownout. In the States, when your power goes out, it's almost always due to a storm or accident. A tree knocks down a power line, lightning hits a transformer, something along that line. That's a blackout. In the Philippines, you have those too, but you also have brownouts, planned shutdowns. The power company will literally cut electricity in an entire area because the power supply can't meet the demand. They announce it, schedule it, post about it, and then boom, the lights go off. But in many provincial areas, the power gets shut off with no warning. A foreigner could be on his desktop computer and the brownout starts, which means the power stops. Surprise, hard shutdown on your computer. Sometimes it lasts a few minutes, sometimes a few hours, sometimes all day. For someone who's never experienced this before, especially someone who relies heavily on AC, refrigerators, laptops, or online work, it can be a shock. Which is kind of ironic, because how can you get shocked if there's no power? Anyway, some men adapt and invest in the generators. Others, nope, they're done. Reason number 3, slow or unreliable internet. Now, depending on where you live in the Philippines, the internet can be anywhere from perfectly fine to absolutely unusable. I've heard it all. Mike, the internet is terrible, or Mike, if you pay more, you can get good internet. And honestly, both are true. If you're willing to pay extra for a higher tier plan, fiber if available, you can absolutely get high-speed, reliable service. But many rural or provincial areas still struggle. Foreigners who work remotely, run businesses online, or need dependable connectivity for video calls often find this frustrating. For some of them, it's enough of a deal breaker to head back home. Reason number 4, heat and humidity. Let me tell you, there is hot and then there is Philippines hot. Back in the US, I lived in a place where the heat is a dry heat. You sweat, but it evaporates. You can sit in the shade and feel comfortable. In the Philippines, it is a whole different story. It's hot. It's humid. You open the door and the air hugs you like a warm, wet blanket. Now, many men acclimate. Their bodies adjust, but some don't. I personally know of a few guys who gave it a shot and just couldn't take the humidity. They packed up and left. Me? I'm considering spending 6 months a year in Baguio City, a mountain city north of Manila where the temperatures stay cool. It rarely gets above 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and trust me, after living in lowland areas, that feels like heaven. Reason number 5, the foreigner runs out of money. This is one of the biggest and most heartbreaking reasons. I remember talking to a friend in the US about a video that we both saw. The foreigner moved to the Philippines with only $30,000 in savings. That's it. No social security income because he wasn't old enough to collect. No job, no stable income. Let's do the math. If your cost of living is about $1,000 a month, you're out of money in 30 months. That's 2.5 years. And that's assuming no emergencies, no medical issues, no unexpected expenses. Sure enough, the man ended up broke and homeless. Another foreigner stepped in and helped the guy get back to the US. This isn't rare. Many foreigners watch their savings shrink and realize, I have just enough left for a plane ticket home. And so they leave before things get worse. Reason number 6, the foreigner didn't do his research. This is the biggest reason of all, and honestly, it ties everything else all together. Some men move to the Philippines without truly understanding the lifestyle, the challenges, the culture, or the realities of daily living. They don't research brownouts. They don't research internet issues. They don't research the heat or the cost of living or the visa requirements. They see videos of beautiful beaches, friendly people, and gorgeous women, and assume that life here will be like a permanent vacation. But the Philippines is a very different country from the United States. It requires adjustment, patience, and preparation. If you're 5 years away from retirement and thinking about moving here, the smartest thing that you can do is take a vacation, a reconnaissance mission, if you will, here to the Philippines. Visit for a few weeks, experience life firsthand, talk to expats, look at different cities and provinces. Learn the environment before you commit to living here long term. So those are the 6 reasons why some foreign men don't stay in the Philippines. For most of us, the benefits outweigh the downsides. But it's important to know what you're getting into so that you can make the right decision for your lifestyle, your budget, and your future. So now I want to tell you about the 4 things I didn't know about the Philippines until after I had moved here. The first thing is the way hospitals operate. My brother spent some time in a hospital recently. I ended up spending the entire night with him because someone has to be there to watch the patient, which is totally different than the way it is in the US. In the US, you can buzz the nurse's station. The second thing that I learned was the amount of late model cars on the road owned and operated by average people. When I first visited Davao back in 2005, the only vehicles I saw on the road were taxis, jeepneys, and tricycles. The next thing that's changed is the opportunities people have to earn money, which leads me into the last thing that I learned. Many Filipinos are more independent than ever before. They have careers or are attending college. Dating is on the back burner for a lot of them. Well, that'll wrap up this video. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below. Also, remember that bell notification. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. God bless and peace out.